Fear not that you will be abruptly lifted up and hurled into reality. Time is kind, and if you use it on behalf of reality, it will keep gentle pace with you in your transition. The urgency is only in dislodging your mind from its fixed position here. This will not leave you homeless and well out of frame of reference. The period of disorientation, which precedes the actual transition, is far shorter than the time it took to fix your mind so firmly on illusions. Delay will hurt you now more than before, only because you realize it is delay, and that escape from pain is really possible. Find hope and comfort rather than despair in this. You could not long find even the illusion of love in any special relationship here, for you are no longer wholly insane, and you would soon recognize the guilt of self-betrayal for what it is. So, as the special relationship is unveiled to you as to what it really is,
Right.
and its lack of value, and it's a wish for further pain, it's a wish for hell, is what it really is.
Right.
That's great. But it may take time for you to get there. So it's not going to happen, overnight or in one session or whatever, however you look at things. But it will happen, and the Holy Spirit uses time to gradually move you to where you need to be.
You have to realize the voice is the Father's voice. This is the Father calling. And the Father wouldn't call you out of nothing into nothing.
Mm-hmm.
The Father's calling you out of nothing into reality, into
everything.
everything.
Right. And it takes trust.
It takes trust.
Now, the Holy Spirit will help build trust in Him. Jesus will help you to trust Him.
Right.
He says in one place, let me be your ego. In other words, let me take care of all these other things.
Right.
These issues, these relationships. Just drop it. Let me handle it. You need do nothing.
Nothing. It says up here, was talking about the transition to a different or a higher perspective of reality. That's a process.
Mm-hmm.
You don't just do it all at once.
Right.
So that's what this is saying. Stay there.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take care of this.
Right. Where are we here? Fine. Okay. Nothing you seek to strengthen in the special relationship is really part of you. And you cannot keep part of the thought system that taught you it was real and understand the true thought that knows what you are. You have allowed the thought of your reality to enter your mind, and because you invited it, it will abide with you. Your love for it will not allow you to betray yourself, and you could not enter into a relationship where it could not go with you, for you would not want to be apart from it. Be glad you have escaped the mockery of salvation the ego offered you, and look not back with longing on the travesty it made of your relationships. Now, no one need suffer, for you have come too far to yield to the illusion of the beauty and holiness of guilt. Only the wholly insane could look on death and suffering, sickness and despair, and see it thus. What guilt has wrought is ugly, fearful, and very dangerous. See no illusion of truth and beauty there, and be you thankful that there is a place where truth and beauty wait for you. Go on to meet them gladly and learn how much awaits you for the simple willingness to give up nothing because it is nothing.
Right.
Again, dealing with guilt, we can't look to the past because the past is loaded with guilt.
Yeah.
Okay, all these relationships that have been broken or seem like they're in a disaster,
Right.
don't look back on them.
Right.
Nothing happened.
Right.
Look, live in the now, live in the present.
Right.
And because if we do that, if you go to the past, you're going to project it on the future.
Right.
You're just going to continue the disaster.
Well, see, what I see with the way you use time, says let time be your friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how does time become my friend? Time has one purpose, and that is to wake up. So now I join in this opportunity to use it for its real purpose,
Mm-hmm.
which is to wake me up from this nightmare
Right.
and move me into the happy dream.
Right.
The past is an anchor. The ego has a big old anchor called the past. And it anchors you in the guilt. That's a heavy anchor. The Holy Spirit says, I got good news. There is no past. There is no guilt. So therefore, there is no anchor. Let go of the rope
Mm-hmm.
and enter into the now.
Right.
I will be still an instant, and I'll go home.
Mm-hmm.
I've got to get still an instant. Well, where did I find that? I remember the Father in peace.
Mm-hmm.
There's a real world of peace
Mm-hmm.
where you can remember the Father.
Right. And that is the holy instant. And as you not only remember the Father, you remember the Son. And if you remember the Son, you remember yourself and your brother.
Right.
The new perspective you will gain from crossing over will be the understanding of where heaven is. From this side, it seems to be outside and across the bridge. Yet as you cross to join it, it will join with you and become one with you, and you will think in glad astonishment that for all this you gave up nothing. The joy of heaven, which has no limit, is increased with each light that returns to take its rightful place within it. Wait no longer for the love of God and you, and may the holy instant speed you on the way, as it will surely do if you but let it come to you. The Holy Spirit asks only this little help of you. Whenever your thoughts wander to a special relationship, which still attracts you, enter with Him into a holy instant, and there let Him release you. He needs only your willingness to share His perspective to give it to you completely, and your willingness need not be complete because His is perfect. It is His task to atone for your unwillingness by His perfect faith, and it is His faith you share with Him there. Out of your recognition of your unwillingness for your release, His perfect willingness is given you. Call upon Him, for heaven is at His call, and let Him call on heaven for you. So we have helper.
The point I want us to see here too is that there's a place in the course that says practice the holy instant. If you read this, it's calling on you in a circumstance or in a situation that you would normally respond out of a little self to make a choice.
Mm-hmm.
And that is, I'm going to practice the holy instant. And I'm going to move out of the past of all of the memories. I'm not going to look in the safe, open the safe of all the bad and the ugly and the reasons that I'm guilty. And I'm going to embrace this holy instant, and I'm going to practice this.
Mm-hmm.
And what will happen is that you'll ultimately realize one day, I'm living in this.
Mm-hmm. Right.
This is my reality.
Right.
This is my perspective.
Mm-hmm.
This is my understanding.
Right.
It takes making a decision.
Mm-hmm.
You choose your way out of the choice you made
Right.
into your reality.
And it takes a little willingness,
Right.
and you get a lot of help.
A lot of help.
So, two things with this fear. When it comes to especially letting go of these special relationships. One is that you've got help. You know, this idea that, oh, I've got to get all this done. I just picked this book up. I'm so-and-so years old. I only have so much time.
Yeah.
It's those two things. It's the fear that it's going to take a long time, that it's going to take zillions of hours of study.
Right.
It takes a holy instant.
Right.
And the second thing is that this idea that we're on some kind of time clock. You know,
Right.
oh, I'm running out of time. Tick, 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 tick,
Right.
tick. You know, stop the time clock,
Right.
because it's meaningless. It's totally meaningless.
The Course says the Holy Spirit waits at the end of time with you. So whenever you want to drop time and no longer use the past to support guilt, you can stand at the end of it. And it says it will roll up
Like a carpet.
like a carpet.
Mm-hmm. Behind you.
There's nothing to protect. There's nothing of value. It's easy to release it when you recognize the truth about it.
Right.
That your reality is all there is, and what is real is there's only one.
Right. And it talks about heaven, and it's, you know, heaven's on the other side of the bridge. The real world's on the other side of the bridge. And those things are, heaven and the real world are so close that you can't stay in the real world
Right.
long,
Right.
because heaven will overshadow it. You know, when you fully awake to your reality,
Right.
the dream is left behind.
Right.
You don't remember the dream at all.
The reason it's a happy dream is it's the dream that ends all dreams.
Right.
It's a happy fiction.
The end of the story that you wrote. And that's the end of our broadcast today. So just do it. That's all you got to do. Get that holy instant and stay there.
It's time we all laugh again.
Right. Yeah, we should have laughed to start with. All right, we'll see you next time.
For more information about Voice from the Real World, please feel free to visit our website at www.voicefromtherealworld.org or send us an email at voicefromtherealworld@yahoo.com.